Yo, we're live, guys. All the way live. We have Northern Internet, West Coast Internet, and Southern Internet. So we'll see what happens here, guys.
It's called bad internet.
Yeah, I see Mike's going like this.
Oh no.
No. So so of course, it's me, Josh of the Dead, and also my co-host over here.
Oh, keeping it real, Mike. What's up?
Yep, he's always keeping it real. And then, but down below, we have a special guest this week. He's actually
Warhound.
I was gonna say he's actually became a staple of our live shows. He's not technically a guest anymore, is he?
Aw.
We make him sleep on the couch now, Mike. Right?
He's keeping it live, Whorehound Gregory.
Thank you. Hey guys, thank you for having me again.
Hey, Holly,
He's got the red lights in the background too. Look at that.
Wow. Yeah. I need to get a light back
in
here.
The house. Look at that.
Yeah, if these lights were off, this would really pop. And they change. They can like flash colors too. So
yeah, I need to get some lights back here, Mike. Don't I?
Yes, Josh has got some lights back there. He does that disco like dum 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 dum.
So what I want to I also before we get onto our topic, which is 2024 horror.
Old Restless is in the house.
Old Restless is here. Before we get to our topic, which is 2024 horror, how is it so far? Good, bad, and we're gonna go through the movies we've seen. Some of us have seen same movies, and some, like I'd say there's a select few that some of us didn't see the same. So those would be a little different, but for the most part, I feel like we've seen a lot of these movies, so that's going to be good. But I want to say that if you guys didn't notice, me and Mike have a new logo for our channel, and we're proud of it. We like it. We think it looks really good, and we're going with it. We think it represents us really well, right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, it's all my idea. I'm glad the creative essence of me came out in this logo. Me and Josh lost our friendship probably 4 or 5 times, a few divorces along the way. But no, big shout out to your Michelle.
Yeah.
Big shout out to you.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of all of us in it. A big shout out to Matt Allen, who actually he's live now on he has a cruising channel.
Yeah.
But he's also very artistic as well. He's done a couple of my logos for other channels. But yeah, it's really growing on me. And I got some swag coming already. It's not here yet. But it is on the way. I've got my email saying the shirt's on the way. The mouse pad's on the way.
Mouse pad.
Wow.
The koozies on the way. The car wraps on the way. The license flags, the license plates on the way.
Big flags for the back of your truck, Mike.
Yeah, the Trump 2024 flag. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry about that.
No, you got your flag coming, and then people are like, "Wait, what's that say?" And you're like, "Real dead." They're like, "Oh, okay."
I do have to say, I do have to say, I have my blood-colored drink here because it's spooky.
Is that skull? Is that skull ice in that? Is that the skull head ice in there?
No, that'd be cool if it was. It's just big square pieces of ice. So yeah.
Hey, I'm
Holly, that's really not a 2024 Trump flag. I promise you that. But we're not getting into politics on here.
No, Mike, you're the one that started it, sucker.
I know. Look, Holly's like, they're dropping like flies already. Hey, we got 3 people in here. I'm happy with that.
Hey, I wanted to show this real quick. I ordered this off eBay. It is a little damaged, but I'm planning on getting this signed by the Grady twins themselves at a HorrorCon we're going to. I think, Mike, you're going to do the same thing, right?
Yep, sure am.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't know they had a name. Is that their actual name in the movie, the Grady twins?
Yeah. See?
Yeah, that's their name in the movie.
I did not know that. That's cool.
They're going to be in a HorrorCon.
They're the daughters of the last guy. The guy's last name is Grady.
I wonder if they're gonna say, well, this is me, so I'm gonna sign here, and this is me, so I'm gonna sign there. Like they're gonna say, well, that's me. That one looks like me. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen that in so long.
Okay, well let's get to our topic here. Unless Mike, you have anything you want to say, or Gregory, before we get to this?
I was just gonna add some movies maybe we didn't see, maybe some of us didn't see, maybe some of us did see. You never know.
Yep, that's right.
So at the end of this too, this is from January till right now.
Yeah.
Over here to the left, since we're so cheap and we don't have the money coming in yet on Real Dead, I can't present the PowerPoint slide here in our classroom.
Yeah.
So I have a list over here of good and bad, and I'm going to put these movies in a good column and a bad column, and we're going to vote here we're going to put these movies in a good and bad column. At the very end of the show, I'll save it, and then I can present it on here, and we'll have the list of all the good movies and the bad movies so far this year of what we've seen.
Okay.
Well,
Sounds good. And how if we disagree on a movie if it was good or bad?
Well,
then
listen, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight over it, especially after we went through all that fighting over the logo. It's just not worth it to me, Josh.
I will say that, in my opinion, I don't think that there's truly bad movies on my list.
Oh my God, Gregory! There's some really horrible movies, Gregory. Come on.
Well, not bad.
Gregory's notes don't count tonight. It's just Josh and mine and Old Restless.
Not the greatest, but not terrible, I will say.
Okay.
Gregory, you gotta love Gregory. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah. Okay, guys, it's time to get ready to talk. Hold on to your butts.
Oh boy, that's awesome.
From Jurassic Park.
Yep.
So let's get started here. I'm gonna start off.
Are we going like in order of like January through now, or how'd you doing this?
No, I didn't have that. I didn't do that.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of gonna go what I got here. You can just pick whatever. I guess if you want to start with January, I can start with January because I know the first movie that came out, and that is. And I'm not going to say it's bad or anything yet. Let's just talk about it before we say it's bad or good. That is Blumhouse Night Swim. Okay, so Night Swim is the first movie that came out that I saw that was a horror movie. Yes, I paid and seen it in theater. And for me, this movie wasn't, I guess I wouldn't put it, it wasn't good. But it was just bland. You know, it wasn't, I don't think it was necessarily horrible, but it was just so bland. It didn't do anything new. It
wasn't just horrible according to your wife. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was paint by numbers. You know, it was paint by numbers. Mike, we're getting close to your numbers. We're at 6, bro. So
you might pass our Thursday night live show. Yeah. I told you we're I quit video.
Listen, Night Swim for me is in the bad, but it's just so bland.
Gosh, what do you got? What do you got there? You taking notes like a high schooler there? I mean, geez.
So for me,
barbecue sauce on there or something.
For me, Night Swim is in the bad column. It's so bland, and it just doesn't do anything new. I like the acting in it. I like the actors. I think they're good in it. The special effects aren't great. The story is paint by numbers. Like, oh, something's happening here. Let's go find an expert. They'll tell us something. Like the same old stuff. So it's just like bland and boring. And, you know, not that it was terrible, but it's bad for me. Night Swim. Mike, how do you feel about Night Swim? And did you see that movie?
Let me let Gregory. Gregory, have you seen it?
I did get to see it, actually.
But let me let Gregory go first. Okay. I wanted to defer to Gregory.
Okay.
I paid to rent it. That was the only way I could
oh my God.
It was only it was only like I think $4.99, which is way better than the theater, I will say. Yeah, I kind of agree with Josh. I did not think it looked good when I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, this looks so stupid. Because she's saying Marco Polo doesn't even open her eyes, and she could have opened up her eyes at any moment. But I liked that they gave it a little backstory. They explained why things happen, so I kind of liked that. it was a swamp at one point or whatever, way back in the day. And then as time went on, things got built on, and then it's a pool. So that the water's coming from, or the water's coming from the bad, whatever it is, in the pool. So that was kind of original for me. I did like the twist with the father, and probably anyone that hasn't seen these movies are going to be spoilers because we're going deep dive out here. So I did like the twist with the father. It was it was kind of sad because you have to give and take. You have to give to take, meaning take the rest of your family away out of danger. So it's give and take. So it wasn't the greatest. It was not terrible, but it wasn't the greatest. So
is it in the bad column for you or good?
I'd probably say bad if I had to choose.
Okay.
I don't think I'd watch it again.
No need to watch it again.
So it got a 20 from Tomato Meter, 43 from audience. I'm going to say this. It started out, in my opinion, not so bad. It actually, Josh is correct. It wasn't bad acting starting out.
No.
Even the kids were not bad.
No.
The Kurt Russell, I think it's Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Not bad.
You're right there.
I'm getting tore up over this. It was so bad it made me cry. The very end of this was horrendous. The CGI was horrendous.
Yep.
It was not bad halfway through the film. The second half, halfway through the second act and the third act, it was just really poor. It's like they had a good movie and it could have been good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of giving up on PG-13s this year, to be honest with you, so far.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It was overall, I'm going to just cut to the chase on it. It falls in the bad category for me. I have to agree with the audience. It's probably around it would be a 44 out of 10 probably for me. Maybe a 3 out of 10.
Right. Like I said, there are some decent parts about the movie.
It could have been really good. I mean, to be honest with you, it could have. I mean, it had potential.
Like Gregory said, the story of like that it started out as a swamp that like that was like the entity, and then it ended up being the pool because the water ran off. Like it was okay, but it's like, I like Wyatt Russell. That's Kurt Russell's son's name. I like it. I think he's a good actor.
He looks just like his dad.
Yeah, he's gonna play. He's the Wish version of Captain America, but like, I mean, I think it's okay. So, okay, we'll put that one in the bad. Mike, I'm going to cross that one off my list. So go ahead and go to the next one, Mike. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
I've seen every movie. I don't have my list. I've seen every movie you have except for one, and I've seen one that you haven't seen.
Well, go ahead and say a good one.
You just go off your list then.
You don't want to say any?
No, you just go off your list, and we've seen every movie except for one.
Okay, well, how about I'll let Gregory, or you want me to just go and then you
guys I actually never told Josh any of the movies that I watched.
He wouldn't tell me. I told him it's not a secret, dude.
No, I just didn't know how we were doing it, but I don't know all the months that the movies came out. So if you want to, however you want to do it.
Greg, go ahead and pick a movie that you thought was good, and we'll go off that.
Okay.
All right, Josh. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, so I'm going to go with Abigail. I actually really liked that movie. For a vampire movie, it was a fresh take on a vampire movie for me. Something that really hasn't been done before with a young vampire and, acting. There was a lot of twists in this movie, actually, because you didn't know why things were going on. And if you never saw the trailer, you wouldn't even know at first that she was a vampire. She acts like this innocent little ballerina girl, and then, everything breaks loose. So, there's a lot of twists. I like that, towards the end, people had to take sides for different reasons, for their own interests, for other interests, for the good of everything or the bad, if you will, however you want to think about it. But I thought it was a fun roller coaster popcorn movie for me anyway. It was a very different take and twist on a vampire movie.
Yeah, I agree, Gregory. I also have Abigail in my good section. You know, I will say I was a little let down by this movie, but it's a really good movie. I like it, but I was a little let down, and I think it dragged in certain parts. It's a little boring in parts, but for the most part, it's good. I like the story. I'm a big fan of Melissa Barrera. I just am. I think especially it like kind of like my fandom of hers kind of intensified when she got screwed over by the people running Scream. So, but I'm a big fan of hers anyway from the Scream movies. So I think she does good in this. And yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's good, and I like the story. Where they have the people in the house. I like the characters that they put around her. I thought it was all good. Yeah.
Michelle fell asleep in the movie.
Yeah, she did. She didn't care for it. Mike, how you feeling about it, man?
I mean, I think the score is pretty accurate, 82, 85. I think Gregory really hit this one when he said it was a good popcorn movie.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I thought, again, I've said this a million times now. I feel like the trailer gave up way too much on this movie. You knew it was Dracula's daughter. You knew she was the vampire. That kind of gave the twist. You kind of knew she was Dracula's daughter. Even you kind of heard that through the grapevines.
Yeah, we knew that.
And you knew that you just didn't know. I mean, you kind of knew, but it had a lot of comedy in it. I like the characters in it. You were kind of pulling for some of them. I like Melissa Barrera. I thought she's a good character. I could see another one of these coming out. I'd probably pay to go see it.
Yeah.
It was just a fun movie. It's probably going to spill the beans on here. It's probably in my top 3 or 4 movies this year so far.
Yeah.
As far as ones I enjoyed watching. Was it the greatest movie I've ever seen? No, but it was fun.
Yes, it was fun.
They were fun.
The gore was good.
It was pretty darn bloody. I mean, it was it reminded me of Evil Dead Rise as far as the bloodiness in it, but it was more popcornish, kind of like Greg said, fun. You were kind of pulling for the vampire, pulling for the people. A little different than something like in the past, like Evil Dead Rise, where it was more scary. It really didn't scare me. It was more more fun. I think that's a good. Greg said it good. It's a good popcorn movie and more fun to it. But it was pretty good. It's in my good column, in other words.
Yeah, it's in my good. I think we all can agree on that. It's in the good column.
There was a part in the movie that I was kind of like, oh man, because I felt okay. So I don't remember his name, but he was the big buff guy that didn't seem like all that smart upstairs at times and stuff. But it's like they weren't really bad. There was one that was truly bad, but everybody else was kind of like overcome by, oh, we're gonna get money, blah 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 blah. But then you can kind of see their humanity, and that one part where the big guy was talking to the girl and he was saying, "We're friends, right?" And just the way he said it, it was just like, it was kind of sad sounding. And then what happened next, I was like, oh man. And I just was like, how sad. I mean, for him just to say that line and then the next thing happens, it kind of pulled at me. Like they did have, kind of like a little bit of emotion in there. And then the fact that the one actor, I forgot his name, is it Austin St. Cloud or something? I don't know.
The first guy that died. Died in real life.
Yeah, it's his last movie. So, and they did say that they tried to put as much of him in as they could, to kind of honor him, which I thought was really cool. So,
yep. So I'm just gonna go with another good, and I think Mike, I think I've changed my mind. I need to watch both movies again. Gregory, I don't know if you've seen this one, but I know me and Mike have. And I'm going to say, Mike, this is the definitive best horror movie that has been out this year. Immaculate. Mike and Gregory, Immaculate is on my good list. And that's at the tippy top, Mike. I'm with you now. I agree with you. I've changed over from the first Omen. Immaculate with that ending. It gets it, man. It is me and Michelle were talking about it. I'm like, holy crap, that was so good. Like, just that whole movie. Sydney Sweeney, like people say she's an airhead, all this stuff or whatever. Dude, she acted her butt off in that movie. She did an excellent job in that movie. She's the reason why that movie got made, because it was on the shelf for like ever. She really had a passion for that movie, and it comes across in her acting. I like the other actors is fine. Yeah, and then the whole ending is just incredible. Just the way she acts. And they don't have to show it, but you know what's happening. And that's what's the best part, in my opinion, is that they don't show what's happening, but you know what's happening.
So, Gregory, have you seen this one?
I kept telling Josh I don't know if I'm going to watch it. And I heard Michelle in the background say, Josh, don't make him watch things he doesn't want to watch. Well, I did push myself, and I did watch it last night.
Good. Yes.
It was, okay, so here's the thing. Things that have to do
let's go ahead and tell everybody right now. So I think we need to because this is a very important movie, and to me, perception means a lot on how you perceive maybe things even spiritually, and maybe just how you perceive the end of this movie. So if you're watching this on a replay, we're going to talk about spoilers right now. Just fast forward about 5 minutes from this point right now. Fast forward 5 minutes, because we're going to talk about this movie and the ending, because I want to hear Gregory's perspective.
Or
Josh and I have talked about this before in a video.
Yeah.
So,
well, they know this is spoilers, Mike.
Right, but this is, to me, in my opinion, this is the best movie of the year so far too.
Yeah, it is. And
it's
incredible.
I know all of us may have different spiritual beliefs in this.
Yeah.
Gregory, how did you perceive this? What did you like and what did you dislike about this movie? Let me just put it that way.
Well,
how did you perceive the movie?
Yeah, it has to do with religion, and I took it as just being a movie. Of course, it's not by the Bible and things like that. So it's kind of hard because, okay, so I don't like movies where they take religion and turn it into a horror movie. They make certain things about religion bad. But in this movie, basically, not everything is as it seems.
Right.
A lot of people were in on things that they shouldn't have been in on. It didn't even seem like a real convent, or if it was, there was a lot of evilness going behind the scenes. A lot of people were in on it.
Well, it was almost like it was a convent at one time, and then they went rogue to do their own thing because they said the Catholic Church isn't doing enough. We need to do what we need to do now.
Yeah.
That's what it was, in my opinion.
But not everybody was in on it. Like, some people were truly there for the purpose.
Yes. But all the higher up people were in on it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So I was like saying things to the screen. It just made me mad. Like knowing that the priest was in on it. I think they call it a Reverend Mother, the main nun. And then there were like two priests, I think. There was the one that was doing communion, which really didn't do anything. It was just horrible, what they would do to people. The beginning of the movie was very intense.
Yes.
I was just like, what the, when I saw it happen, I'm like, what is going on? And then you find out things in the end. Some things for me didn't make sense. Like I was just like, okay, so she's holding the the stake that they said they found from the crucifixion of Jesus.
Right.
And then she just kind of like faints and falls. And then all of a sudden she's pregnant. So I'm like, okay, what did they impregnate her with? Because they didn't, it's not like, I will say this. I saw the first Omen as well. It totally
they got the DNA off the crucifix.
Right. No, off the supposed nail that went through Christ's hands. Yeah.
Okay, but it wasn't of God though. It wasn't even human. This baby wasn't human.
Well, they don't. I mean, dude, you could grab anything and said it was that. You know what I mean? They don't know what that was. They weren't there. They have no clue if that's a relic of the past. None. Yeah. They have none. They have no evidence. That's why there is none. There is none. There is no like all those relics that people talk about, like the shoot, I can't think of it right now, but there's like supposedly like a spear, the spear of Longinus that supposedly like pierced Christ's side. That's supposedly a relic that's out there, like in real life. There's all this stuff and that's just something new, like a nail that was through his hand or through his feet, and using the DNA that they say they got from this. That's how, well, when she was knocked out, obviously they impregnated her. Then they tried to say it was an immaculate, conception or whatever. And that's why the movie's called Immaculate, obviously.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know why it was evil though, because the baby didn't look human.
Well, yeah, but they've done it. Well, didn't you, down in their lab, they had a bunch of the freaking babies from before that it didn't work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were all deformed and everything else. So,
the very end of it, Gregory, when she takes the rock.
Yep.
Yeah, but I want before that, what do you think of her performance, Gregory, when she's giving birth to that baby? That is intense.
I thought her performance was amazing. It was awesome. I had the front door open. The volume was up, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hope they don't call the cops or something. And I'm like, how long is this going to go on for? It probably went on for at least 2 minutes, if not more. And I'm just like, okay, is this almost done? Like I was enjoying the movie. I wasn't going to turn it down, but I'm just like, wow. And then after she gave birth, though, she was able to just walk around. And the fact that she had to use her teeth to bite the umbilical cord apart, that was kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
But she had to do it.
Yep.
I didn't. It might be bad to say, but I was happy with what she did to all the people.
Yeah.
That were bad.
Yeah.
Like, using the cross, that was really horrible. I'm sorry. This is the way it looked. Using a cross to basically maul the Reverend Mother, and then strangling the other priests with the rosary beads. That was pretty bad.
Well, that's all she had.
Yeah, I knew why she was doing it. And then with the other priest, I'm like, okay, he burned, but he's alive. He slammed the door down. He came out. It was like Michael Myers all over again, it seemed like. And and then she took the rail and was like, bam, right into the neck. I
loved it.
Pretty intense.
I loved it.
Now, it is a movie. I understand that. So I kind of have to pull myself away from that. It's a movie. It's not real. Don't know if that kind of stuff happens in real life. God help us if it does.
Sure.
But the ending, I will say, when I have to say a little bit. The first Omen, I wanted, and I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I wanted them to do what they did in this movie, which would have stopped the whole thing. But of course they don't, because it was a prequel. But yeah, that was pretty shocking that she did it. And I had a feeling she was going to do it. And it was just like, bam, that was the end of the movie. And I'm like, finally, they actually did it. Now, having said that, yes, it's a baby. That's horrible to think like that. But it wasn't of God. It wasn't human. And she did it to save humankind. All humankind. Yeah. So that's
So you liked them. You ended up really enjoying the movie, and you also really liked the ending.
I did like how it ended. Yes, it was abrupt. I mean, it was 1 minute shy of an hour and a half. That movie was short. It seemed long, but looking at the time wise, it was a short movie. Would I watch it again? I don't know.
I think I would watch it again, but this is criminally low in my opinion.
And it's probably
that ending can be very controversial, and it also for those that are some people that are extremely spiritual in a sense that they feel like you're making fun of their religion. I could see them being upset with this movie. But
you think they're hanging out on Rotten Tomatoes, Mike?
Huh?
You think those people are hanging out on Rotten Tomatoes, bro?
Sure. Why not? It's a movie.
I don't know.
It's kind of a movie where you have to walk on eggshells a little bit. Like, you can have your opinion, and it's a movie. You have to remember it's a movie. And yes, it's about religion. I'm not saying that they do that in real life. I was raised Catholic, and I'm not there thinking, oh, are they doing this behind the scenes? That's not what I'm thinking.
Right.
I just normally don't like movies like this, which surprisingly I've seen a lot lately, so.
Well, but I thought you were more worried about like demon possession and shit, and that doesn't happen in this movie at all. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, which I'm glad it wasn't about that, but it was like a whole other level is what it was about. So
are we all three saying this is good or bad?
Yeah, this is good.
It's a good movie. I don't know if I'd watch it again.
Okay. Mike, would you watch it again?
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah, me too. In a heartbeat.
I do want to watch it with my wife. I told her about it. And me and my wife did watch we went over 3 movies in 30 minutes. We're going to have to pick up the pace here. But this is one of the best movies of the year, I think, so far. So it deserved a little bit more time.
I had the pleasure of seeing this in the theater. It was awesome. Mike was like, oh, I don't know about the Rotten Tomatoes score. So he did not go see it in the theater. But I told him to, but he didn't. You missed your chance, Mike. You should have saw it in the theater.
Well, Michelle should be very proud of me that I saw the movie.
Okay, so let's go to one I know Mike didn't see because he was trying to get it in a suspicious way, and that is The First Omen. We'll just go to that because that's just me and Gregory. You missed a good one.
I saw The First Omen.
Wait, you told me you couldn't get it downloaded.
No, we got that one. I didn't do the Paris one. We did. I paid the $20 and bought it.
Oh, okay. So let's just do The First Omen because he mentioned it.
It was on Hulu. Unless you don't have Hulu, then
no, I have Hulu. Yeah, it's on there. So The First Omen, I think it was, to me, I could go back and forth. I think The First Omen is a really good movie as well. Well acted. I think the main actress did a really good job. She didn't do as good a job as Sydney Sweeney. I think she does the best acting job. And I think that's what nudges it ahead of The First Omen for me. But like you said, Gregory, it's a prequel. But for coming out with a First Omen and like kind of out of left field, this could have been a really bad movie. And it wasn't. It actually was really good. And it stuck with all the lore from the original, which I really liked. And you actually get to see at the end of the movie characters from the original movie in it. Like or they show them, like the father or whatever. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it had a good like plot for being, like I said, connected to the 70s movie. I thought it was really good. Honestly, I really did. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. And then like there was twists in it, which I thought worked. What do you think, Gregory? Well, let's ask Mike real quick then, because me and you talked a bunch last time. So Mike, go ahead.
I'm probably going to be on the opposite end of this. Do I overall, was it a good or bad movie? I'd say it was good.
Yeah.
I was kind of bored with it for the first half of it.
Okay.
I think I even messaged you, Josh, and said, man, this is boring. I'm about to snore. I was about to fall asleep. It was very slow, to me, a slow burn at the beginning of it. It was a really long
like
movie.
The original Omen is slow, dude.
I didn't. We're not comparing this to the original Omen, Josh. You know, you've hit me up on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween, how slow they are.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, this was slow. I don't personally, you know, the Rotten Tomatoes score says it's better than Immaculate. I don't think it's even close to Immaculate, in my opinion.
I'm telling you,
this didn't do anything to me to be a prequel. It didn't do anything to really to contribute to the original Omen movie.
Oh, I think it did. It told you the whole story how Damon came to be.
Yeah, but we already knew that. They already said
but it showed you the process.
Right. But I don't know. It was okay. Me and my wife watched it. It was pretty gory. It was good. I would watch it, but I don't know that I'd watch it again.
I'm putting it in the good category. Mike, you can say bad if you want, because I got a movie that you absolutely really liked. I got in the bad category, Mike. So you can put this in the bad category if you want.
No, I didn't say it was bad. Josh gets all defensive, like, you go ahead, you put it in bad. I'm gonna put it in the good. You do that.
Wait a minute, I don't shake my head like that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you be.
He's all wow, bobblehead.
Okay, so Gregory, you know what Mike thinks, and his take is really bad. Oh yeah, Mike, I'm telling you right now, dude. I mean, it took me a while to think about it, but I told you I enjoyed this at first more than Immaculate. I just did, but now that I've had time to think, I think Sydney Sweeney's performance pushes Immaculate over this one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think more of the performance with Immaculate was good. There were parts of Immaculate, I will say, I forgot, that were kind of boring to me. It was kind of just slow, like, okay, this is boring. And then it picked up at times. The first
well, Gregory, for me, personally for me, and I'm only speaking for myself, when Sydney Sweeney was on the screen, I was never bored. So that's just me though.
Yeah. When I was watching, I was like, okay, I could tell why Josh likes this actress.
We're putting Josh
there were some parts in there. What was that?
Gregory's my co-host now.
Okay, Gregory.
Michelle, we're putting Josh in the basement where he belongs.
So the first, so like all these movies are like the same theme, really. I mean, I just watched.
You're right. These two movies were very similar, and that may be why I wasn't as thrilled with the first Omen, is because there was a lot of similarities between this and Immaculate. A lot.
Yeah. And I just watched not too long ago Rosemary's Baby, and that was from the 60s, and it's the same type of thing. And by the way, Josh, you should at least watch that movie once. It wasn't that bad. I didn't like what they were saying in the end. I'm just like, yeah, I couldn't act with that. Sorry. But anyway, with the first Omen, the ending was interesting because they had two babies. They had a daughter and a son.
Yep.
Of course, the son is what they were looking for. And I'm just, and again, I am not for hurting children.
No, definitely not.
But this movie, again, these babies are not of God, and they were monsters. So for the son to survive means the end of all mankind, basically, or the start of the end of all mankind. So she actually could have destroyed that baby and didn't. She didn't take the opportunity that was given. Immaculate, she definitely took the opportunity. Nobody else was around. So, but you know it's not going to go that way in The Omen because it's a prequel, and then they have the original.
Right.
and then they've done a remake. I think there's actually only one Omen. They never made sequels per se. They just did remakes, I think. So, but they were so similar. They're kind of not even really that different as far as movies. It wasn't a bad movie. Again, I probably wouldn't watch it again though.
Okay. For me, I think I put this in a good category. Mike, where do you put it? Good or bad?
Good.
Well, Gregory, where do you put it? Good or bad?
I'll say good, but I probably won't watch it again.
Okay. So that one's good. Okay, let's go to a bad one. I don't know if you guys seen this one or not. Imaginary. Another Blumhouse PG-13 movie. Now, I do put this one slightly above Night Swim because it did have an interesting twist in it.
I didn't see this one. This is one of the ones I didn't see.
Okay, well, it did have an interesting twist.
Did you see it, Gregory?
Did you see it?
I did.
So the twist
to watch it again.
So through this whole movie, there's this bear that this little girl's with and stuff. The twist in the movie,
Chauncey.
Huh?
I said Chauncey.
The twist in the movie is that the bear was actually never there. It was all in everybody's like the woman's head.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole movie in the
little girl.
Head. Yeah, that's why I liked it. I thought that twist was actually really good when you find that out. The rest of it was garbage. Was not good.
I will say, I'm like, when you said slightly, I was like, slightly. I thought it was a lot better than Night Swim.
No.
I think, well, my own opinion, I think it was better.
Well, the acting's worse.
Yeah.
Well, according to the audience, it's better than Night Swim.
Yeah. That's why I said it is slightly better than Night Swim.
So Derek and I, well, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the critics thought Night Swim was a little better, and the audience thought Night Swim was worse. But on this one, the critics thought Imaginary was worse, and the audience thinks it's better.
When I started watching it, Derek was watching it, and he recognized the main girl, and I looked it up because he was like, "Oh, what happened?"
I don't know. Mike's dicking around with his stuff, and it's gone. Go ahead.
So he was like, "Is she from Jurassic World?" And she was from Jurassic World Dominion. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Oh yeah.
So she was good in that. I was surprised she was in a movie like this. I mean, maybe she wanted to try something new. I thought this movie had more potential than what it lived up to.
Yeah.
I did like when they went into whatever they called that world, bye-bye world, or so, I don't know what they called it, but when they went in there and the door, couldn't close, I did like the twist with the babysitter, was actually working for the entity, saying that, oh, it promised me all this, and then ended up eating her, and all you see was blood all over the place.
That's another complaint, is that it's another PG-13 movie.
I was going to say, yep, another PG-13 movie. So something doesn't add up, though, because they said the bear wasn't really there.
That's right.
So when that neighbor was in the hallway, what was he seeing then? And then the stuffed bear turned into this big monster bear. So what was he looking at then? That doesn't make sense to me. I
don't remember it that well, man. I'm trying to get it out of my mind.
I think they dropped it a little bit, because see, like when I watch movies, I should be like a detail director or something, because if that bear was supposed to be in their head, how did this neighbor see this stuffed bear, and then the bear comes roaring up the hallway and turns into this big monster bear? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I if he's supposed to be imaginary, I don't know. They kind of dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, I won't be watching this again. To me, it's a bad movie. I'll put it right with Night Swim.
I had high hopes for it. I mean, it was okay. It was a little different.
You watch it again?
If it was on TV, maybe I wouldn't pay for it. But
yeah.
So if one of you says good, one of you says bad, I think a tying thing should be Rotten Tomatoes if it's fresh, and Rotten Tomatoes doesn't say it's fresh. So I think we should put this in the bad category.
Yep.
I think going forward, if we're split, let's say if Rotten Tomatoes is fresh, we'll give it a good.
I will say it was bad. It had potential, though. It just didn't live up to the potential.
Okay, well let's stay with the bad movies. I guess I'm just gonna say these. This was kind of like in the middle for me because I have a lot of hope for the next couple movies, but I'm putting it in the bad category for me, and that's Strangers Chapter 1. It's basically cut and paste from the first one. There are some differences, no doubt. The characters make some of the dumbest decisions ever in a horror movie. But I do look forward to see what they're going to do with Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, honestly. But for me, this one's not that good. I put it in the bad category. Mike, how you feeling about this one?
I'm going to agree with you. I mean, I think it's worth watching knowing there's 3 of them coming out.
That's right.
My son thought it was okay, but he's 13. My wife thought it was okay. She did not see the original. To me, it's not even the same ballpark as the original.
Right.
This one, they play more on the town than they did on the first one because it was more about a break.
Hey, Mike, Evil dies tonight.
All right. Thanks a lot, Josh, for ruining my life now. But yeah, it's not. I just don't think it's very. You can see right here.
That's horrendous scoring.
Let's see it.
It got a 22 and a 44. I think the critics really crushed it. The audience is not great with it. I'm kind of right there with the audience too. It probably got a 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I think the 5 out of 10 for me. Like you said, it's worth seeing.
I think it's worth watching. Hopefully 2 and 3 will be a little better. Give more backstory off the first one.
Yep. Gregory, did you see this one?
I did see it.
What were your thoughts?
I saw it yesterday. I actually left my job to go see it because there was only one showing left. And then I went back and finished.
Gregory's going to say he liked it then. He paid for it in the theater. You know he liked it.
Well, I had to see it.
It's a decent theater experience, though. It is.
Yeah, there was like 8 people in the theater watching it. So
wow, still? That's how many I had on the first day.
But it was only there were only 2 showings, and I saw the last one for that day. So it is kind of cookie cutter with the original.
Yep.
Now I will say I think it's a little too soon for them to even make a remake because the original didn't come out that long ago. I don't remember what year, but the sequel was out in 2018, 19 or something like that. And then so that one's all over with. The way it ended, I'm like, in my mind, that whole story is done with. But this one, yes, it starts a trilogy. I thought it was kind of grittier than the original. I liked the cinematography. I liked how they filmed it, things like that.
Oh, it was grittier? What do you mean by grittier?
It seemed, the way they filmed it, it just seemed rougher, I guess, around the edges. It's hard to explain, just how they filmed it with backdrop and things like that. Like the one scene where I think it's Dollface looking down and the other girl is hiding in the bushes and twigs and stuff. And then she sees the guy that they threw in there. Just the backdrop, how it looked, the lighting, it just seemed like a different take on the original. The story was basically the same, but they changed some aspects of it. I do think that we're going to find out that that one waitress is one of them. I just have a feeling because when she dropped them off, she just had a look on her face like she knew what was going on, what they were in store for. I could be wrong, but we might find out that she's a complete psycho case. Who knows?
Well, Gregory, I think Mike probably has the most familiarity with this area because this is kind of like his town that he lives in, right, Mike?
Yeah, Tobaccoville, North Carolina. I mean, so
what?
Yeah, this is Arkansas or Tobaccoville, North Carolina. Anybody with a sack over their head, the Arkansas, the town that dreaded sundown, Arkansas.
Yeah, right.
This is my problem. Like, you knew right off the bat when the refrigerator quit working. You knew that repair guy that comes out there is going to get shot.
Yep, you did.
But the thing in the first one was it was his friend, man, that was coming, and there was a personal connection with that. There was no connection with the repairman.
Well, and then also the couple wasn't a happy couple. They were they
loved each other, and the guy was proposing, and the girl wasn't ready for it. There was more emotion there with that one.
Yeah, this was just
complete strangers outside, and you had no, is Tamara there? I don't know who the hell's Tamara. Well, you didn't know anything about a town. You're out in the middle of this country where this kid grew up, or was it his family's home? Yeah, I mean, that could happen anywhere out in the country.
Mike, I'm telling you right now, if in the third one, if one of those like Jehovah's Witness kids beats up the mask guy and puts his mask on, I'm done. Mike, I'm done, Mike.
Halloween ends all over again.
It's going to be a Mormon kid, not Jehovah's Witness, by the way.
Okay, I don't know
Make sure we get it right.
Religion it is. Pick spin a spinner. Pick one.
Dilly, Derek.
But yeah, so
are we going to agree? Is this on the bat? So I think Gregory, even if you say it's on the good list, I think me and Josh say it's on the bad, so it's going to trump it.
Yeah.
So
I say it's bad.
Even if it's 2-1, what do you think, Greg?
I surprisingly enjoyed it.
Okay.
I did.
Like I said,
I think it's no. Oh wow! I think it's knowing that was that real.
No, he's got a soundboard.
The wind shifted.
Listen. He thinks that's funny, and it's not.
I think the fact that there is a 2 and a 3, it's all gonna come together. But I enjoyed it. Is the Strangers getting oversaturated? I think so. I don't think they had enough time in between these movies. I don't know.
I think it made a decent amount of money, didn't it, Mike?
It made decent. I don't think it made as much as they thought it was going to make.
Well,
but these other two, I think the other two, one of them possibly could come out this year, and the next one's in 2025.
I think one might come out like November or December, which I would go see it.
They did have some very stupid decisions. I mean, yes, it's in the script, but when you have the chance to blow the head off of Dollface and you're saying this monologue and how many people have I blah, 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 and you're the next one. And then here comes the freaking Scarecrow guy coming in.
Or you got to do your breathing treatment out in the middle of the woods with
Yep.
I guess that would work. It's the same as a paper bag, I guess.
Yeah, but he made all the noise in the world.
I know. Well, the fact that he did that and he was yelling out loud for the world to hear him.
If you have a gun and you lose, you're pathetic.
And when you leave the gun and your girlfriend picks it up because you're a dumbass, that's Come on.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. We spent far too much time on this movie. Okay, let's talk about. I have another. Let's talk about a movie that I put in the good column. Mike, I don't know about you, Gregory. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it's a little movie that I did watch this week, and it's called Sting. Now, this is a spider movie. It's a creature feature, which I like. I haven't watched a creature feature in a while. I thought the special effects were pretty decent. I thought the CGI was fine. I thought the practical effects were okay. I enjoyed it for what it was. This big spider killing people like an alien spider. Yeah, I mean, it's got a good score. I enjoyed this movie. I also liked that at the end, kind of towards the end, they made the little girl a badass where she had like a squirt gun with this stuff in it. She had figured out to like
Yes.
balls. I liked that. I thought it was really cool.
Like Linda Hamilton.
And I liked, yeah, she was a little Hamilton, or Sigourney Weaver from Alien.
Right.
I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I would probably agree with the critics. I'd give it a 7, I think. I enjoyed it that much. Gregory, so did you see this one?
I did see it, and I knew you were going to say the movie. I was surprised that it wasn't on more theater screens than what it was, and that it didn't have more showtimes than what it did. I like the practical effects a lot. They used, animatronic spider at times. They used CGI.
Yep.
It reminded me a lot, and I love this movie. You can say what you want about it, but it reminded me a lot of Eight-Legged Freaks. That is a fun movie. If you've never seen it, please check it out.
And I know David Arquette's in it, but yeah, I've never seen it.
You need to watch it. It is a fun and funny movie. But it's kind of like it's kind of like Gremlins, but with spiders. But it's hilarious. But this is more of a darker version of that, and it's only one spider, where Eight-Legged Freaks is the whole mass of spiders. But anyway, and then the ending, did you see it, Mike?
Yes.
Okay. So the ending does leave room for a sequel, which I do hope that they make a sequel. Maybe not with the same family. It maybe should be somebody else, like everybody gets out of the building and they think that they cleaned it out and more people move in and then it happens. But the egg was actually already opening, so maybe it'll be a continuation. Who knows?
Yeah. Mike, what did you think of it?
Fun.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. I kind of like the apartment complex aspect of it, going in between the vents and going to other apartments, seeing what was happening, and then going back. How at the beginning it starts at the end and then goes back, and you see the story that led up to it. Overall, the spider, I was okay with the CGI on most of it. There was a couple scenes in it you were like at the very end, you're like, yeah, but I thought it was enjoyable. It was a PG-13 too, right?
I don't know.
It was rated R.
Was it R? But it was okay. I mean, it was better than I thought. I know there was some other horror channels. I think Mike from We Watched a Movie really tore it up and disliked it, but I thought it was better. I thought it was better than better than what he said.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely worth checking out if you like a creature feature, spiders. So yeah, I think it's good.
Creature features.
Yep. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Let's do
so we're all in agreement that that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go to a movie that was really bad. Tarot.
No.
Did you guys both watch this, right, or no?
I actually forgot about it. I didn't get to watch it.
Oh well, you count yourself lucky. I did pay $9.99, Mike, for this, so I'm gonna need that back in a super chat on Saturday. But seriously, Tarot is just bland. That noise.
That was Friday 13th.
Oh. Tarot is bland, paint by numbers. Now listen, some of the characters on the cards when they come to life, those were okay, but one was like a nun, of course, that's typical, a demon nun. I thought some of them were okay. Some of the deaths were kind of cool. But yeah, overall, I just didn't care about the characters. The one guy from Spider-Man, I do like him. But besides that, just bland, boring, paint by numbers. Mike, what did you think?
Me and my wife watched it, and it was not good. Probably a 4 out of 10, in my opinion. I know this 59 is a little higher than I thought. Some of the characters were funny. to me, this was kind of like more of a PG-13 kids movie.
Yeah. This seems like something Anthony would be really scared of.
Well, I think Anthony would like the characters because they were cheesy characters. I mean, they were like high school characters, but they were in their early 20s, you know? But it is PG-13. No wonder why. But me and Michelle were watching. We were like, Anthony would love this. And he was in his room messing around on the computer or something. But I don't want to waste a lot of time with this. I can see them doing another one of these probably because they didn't spend a lot of money on it and it probably made a little money. So,
well, remember, it made good money actually.
So yeah, I would put this on my bad list though.
Same here, Mike. Okay, now let's talk about one that I think is kind of controversial, but it is on my good list. And that is Late Night with the Devil. I actually enjoyed this movie. I like what they did. I liked the found footage aspect of the movie. The main character is a good actor. I guess it was a twist, but you kind of knew it was coming, though. I felt like that this guy was in on it the whole time. He, sold his soul to the devil to
Your voice is like sounding robotic.
Wait, mine is?
There it goes. It's better now. Maybe you were hearing like bits and pieces of it.
Oh, maybe my shirt was over the microphone. Okay. But like you kind of see what was coming. His he kind of sold his soul. He actually sacrificed his wife's health and life for his.
Did you see this one, Gregory? Did you see it, Gregory?
Oh, he sacrificed his wife, basically her life, for a career, a popular career. And yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I know, Mike, you said some of the special effects you didn't care for. For me, it is a low budget movie, so it's not going to be prime special effects. But I mean, right there, look at that score. I mean, that's pretty high. Really high, actually. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I'm not saying it's the best movie of the year. I know some people said it was the best horror movie of the year. They didn't have a big budget, and what they did with the budget they had, I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I watched this. You know me with Rotten Tomatoes scores. This came out with a 97 score from the critics right off the bat. So me and Anthony went and saw it.
Yeah,
and I had really high expectations for it. And I mean, I thought it was good. Yeah. And I think I did it when I did my review. I said this. I thought it was good, but I thought it was, in my opinion, I guess I had it hyped up because it was early in the year, around March, April. And they kept saying, it was just like the greatest movie ever. And I grew up in the 70s, and this was like based off 1977 and how the late night shows were. And so I kind of remember seeing that from the 70s as a kid and what it looked like. To me, it was predictable. I kind of knew you kind of already knew what was going to happen at the end of it. Yeah. They kind of gave some early in the movie. You kind of knew that, he was doing something he shouldn't be doing and selling something to the devil or this cult type thing that was going to happen. But it was good. It was filmed great. The filming was great. It was, for a low budget film, an indie film.
Yep.
I thought it was filmed great. I think this was a Shudder film, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. There's another Shudder film that's coming up on our list as well.
Yeah, so I definitely think this is worth seeing, in my opinion.
Yes.
And I would definitely put this on the good list.
Yeah. That end scene when the little girl's head splits open and she's like an Uber demon thing. Yeah. That is an awesome sequence, Mike.
I think I saw that on TikTok. I was
wow. It is awesome, Gregory. It's so cool. Okay, I think that's it then, because Gregory doesn't have anything to say about that one. But that'll go on our good list, Mike.
Okay.
So I have only one more movie on the good list for me. So I guess we'll just go with it. I put In a Violent Nature on my good list. Gregory, did you see In a Violent Nature?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it was for being experimental. I felt like from the point of view of the killer. What's his name? Little Jimmy Mike? I don't know what his name is.
Johnny. Josh.
Oh, Johnny.
Johnny the killer. Okay.
So, yeah, Johnny. So, some of it I didn't care for. The walking was a bit much because sometimes you just see him walking. It looks like someone said, man, that looks like a video game. Yeah, it does, actually, because the kills in this were all really good, though. The practical effects were very good. Wow, look at that, Mike. And you know why that score is low on audience, Mike? Because of the walking. I'll guarantee it. In the theater, when I was in the theater, we had 7 people in there. 3 of them walked out about 40 minutes into it, and it was during a walking scene.
Wow.
Yes, because the walking can linger on a bit. I mean, you just see him walking through the woods to a field, right, Mike?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I think that lingers on a bit, but it does add something to the movie. It's artistic. Some of the shots are awesome, like just of the scenery and all that. He's walking through the woods. He's listening to people. Another thing I would say, sometimes it's hard to hear what the other characters are saying because you're hearing it from the point of view of how close or far Johnny is from the people.
Isn't it like Friday the 13th? It's like Jason, like he's a zombie type thing, like Jason.
Yeah, yes, he is a zombie killer. It's a little bit of a different story, but yeah, basically the same. But it's Gregory, it's different than anything you've ever seen because of the way that they filmed it. Okay. So I would highly recommend you watch this, Gregory, because of that. But I know why they don't make movies like this, because it is a tad boring, because there's just parts where there's nothing happening. Now, I will say this has a really great kill in it with a girl on a yoga mat. But besides that, or with a yoga girl, the rest of the kills are all solid. Like I said, I think this movie is good, and I do put it on my good list. Mike?
Anthony fell asleep twice during this movie.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that.
So I'm kind of torn on this, Josh. I'll be honest with you, because the kills in it are worth watching alone.
Yes.
And I would, if I watch this again, I would definitely fast forward to every kill. In my opinion, and I know this is totally against what the artistic and people that the 82% that love this movie and the critics will disagree with me 100%. And Josh may even disagree with me. He probably does disagree with me on this. This movie needed a score so bad, in my opinion. You go back to the original Halloween. They said when they watched that without John Carpenter's music, it was boring and it was lifeless. And then when they added his music to it, it changed the entire vibe of the movie. I feel like this movie, you could take it and add a score to it and it would change it completely. Also, take out about 15 minutes of walking, cut it down to 1 hour and 5 minutes or 1 hour and 10 minutes, and it would be a completely different movie.
How much walking do you think is in this movie? Like 25 minutes?
Probably 20 to 25 minutes.
My gosh, how long is this movie?
About an hour and 25.
No, I thought it was an hour and 45.
Was it? So, no, I don't think it's nowhere near that.
There's no music, there's no score, nothing.
No, it's like so. Like when he's walking, you
1 hour and 34. 1 hour and 34 minutes.
Right. So when he's walking, Gregory, you just hear like sticks breaking. You hear like his feet hitting the ground. You hear
you hear music being played like if there's a campsite and they're playing music, you'll hear that music playing. But there's no score to it. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, the kills,
ASMR.
All the kills, in my opinion, are very solid.
Yes.
I really like one of the kills, and Josh doesn't like it. He thinks it's too slow and drawn out.
Oh yeah, the wood splitter.
The wood splitter. I like that kill.
Okay.
There's one that somebody gets drowned, and I think that's horrible because they gave up a really good opportunity with the whole Jason and making it look like Jason and Camp Crystal Lake thing they mess up on.
Yeah.
The ending of it was, but this to me, I'm going to slide it in barely in the good category because I think the kills in this movie make it worth watching.
Well, if you would have said bad, the tomato score would have been on my side because it's fresh.
No, we said the audience score.
I thought you said it has a fresh score on the critics.
We said the audience had begun to go back and hit rewind, Josh.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. I just thought you said if it has a fresh score.
We're not going by the critics. Critics don't get. Yeah, we don't believe critics.
I'm a critic though, so
you are very critical. That's right.
But no, yeah, I like I said, I think seeing it without a score, it's weird, but it works with this movie. That's how I feel.
You gotta watch. It should become now. Do you have Shudder, Gregory?
No, but I could probably rent it at some point. I know there's not many show times in the theater, so it's on its way out, just like The Strangers Chapter 1 is on its way out.
Yeah. So okay, I wanna say I have 3 movies left, and they're all on the bad list. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go through those. Mike, I don't think you've seen. What do you have, Gregory?
I have 2 movies left.
Mike, do you? You don't know. We don't have a friggin' list. So I'm going to say this one. I don't know if any of you have seen this one. I watched it a while ago, like a month ago. It is a Tubi original. It's not the one that you watched, Mike, but it's Festival of the Living Dead. I was like, I'll check this out. Came out in 2024. Mike, go ahead and bring that up.
I think I've heard of that one.
I cut this movie off probably about halfway through, maybe a little longer. It was horrible. The acting was terrible.
Well, the name of it alone should tell you.
Well, I just thought, hey, 2024.
It doesn't even have a score.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. So, okay, I've seen it. I'm the only one. I put it in the bag. Festival of the Living Dead. Oh, my.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's like one of those cheesy movies.
Yep. It was a Tubi original. Well, I thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah, okay, no hurt in trying.
Listen, this one might be a little controversial because I think, Gregory, I think you liked it. But I put Under Paris in bad. Because, listen, I did watch the dub version, which was fine. But I thought most of the special effects were cheesy for the shark. It was all CGI. I did like some things about it. I thought some of the stuff was cool. But for the most part, Under Paris was in a bad movie for me. Mike, you didn't watch this one, right?
Nope.
Okay, Gregory, go ahead.
You could watch it in English dubbed over, I think, too.
But... Yeah, I did. I watched the dub version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched the one where you read subtitles, but it had its moments and it was good and bad. It had good moments and bad moments. So,
but it really, like me and Michelle felt like it really dragged on. At the end, you're like, geez, how much? There's 25 more minutes left? Like, what the heck can they do?
Yeah, there was some slow parts in this movie. I know they tried to build character arcs and things like that. I understand. The beginning was good. After that, it's where it kind of just went.
Well, like that main character, that girl at the end dies, and you're like, I don't care about her. Like, she wasn't likable, in my opinion.
Wait, what?
That the daughter of that girl.
Are we
the one that was trying to free the sharks and she got ate, Gregory?
She wasn't the daughter.
Who was she?
I think she was part of the hackers. They were all hackers. And...
No, but she had a relationship with that main woman that her husband died.
Oh, maybe I didn't get that. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It kind of fell flat after the first part of it, and then it kind of slowly went up. I really liked the ending. And the mayor really pissed me off in that movie.
Well, that's a stereotypical mayor. Oh, I don't believe you. I'm having the event anyway. That's Jaws 1.
Right.
You know?
And then look what happened. But
right.
I thought the ending was pretty cool, like the climax of the movie, like everything was, it's like, okay, now you're SOL.
Yeah, that was a little, see, that was overdone to me. I mean, it was a little shocking, but I'm like, okay, this is going too far.
They might make a sequel. I don't know. We'll see.
To me, it was bad. But Gregory, what did you think?
It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. But I'd probably put it in the bad just because it wasn't the greatest.
Right. So I saw Mike fiddling with the next movie I'm about to say. So that is Lowlifes, and I put that in the bad category. I know a lot of people liked it. Mike, did you bring that Lowlifes up?
It doesn't have it on. It doesn't have it on Rotten Tomatoes. It does have it on IMDb. It's got a 6.4 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't give it that high. So for me,
did you see that one, Gregory?
No, I didn't get to see it.
Okay. So that's on Tubi.
That's on Tubi and it's free.
Excuse me.
So the twist in this is the best part of this movie, and the twist comes early, which I really liked, but it's not enough to overtake the really bad acting. And special effects are okay, not great, but the end of this movie is so predictable. So for me, it goes in the bad category. Yeah, I just don't think I would ever watch it again. It is one of those movies that I think when you first watch it, you're pretty surprised about the twist.
Yeah, I'm you know my opinion on it. I think it's really good. I like the special effects in it. I mean, it's a low budget movie. The twist is really a good twist. It does happen early. It sets it up, you know, there, of course, potential for another one. So I'm going to like it. You don't like it. I'm not going to arm wrestle you for it. So if you want to put it on the bad,
you didn't think the end was very predictable?
I didn't think that the girl would get killed. I didn't.
Dude, right when the cop was saying he was going to go there, I knew that the girl was going to get away right away.
I knew the cop was going to come and something was going to happen, but I didn't know that she was going to get killed. I knew somebody was going to get killed, but I didn't know that the main person would.
Like I said, the twist in the beginning is the best part of the movie.
Right.
Right.
So you want to put it under bad?
We can put it wherever. I'll give it to you this time, Mike. Go ahead and put it on good. So let's see our lists up there, Mike, that you have.
So I do have one other one.
Yeah. I have one other one also.
So
okay, go ahead.
So you go ahead, Gregory, and I gotta bring something up here on Rotten Tomatoes too.
So I've been wanting to watch this movie for a while. It's on Amazon Prime. Derek and I both watched it because I said I want to watch this with you. And he kept saying stupid because he doesn't like the subject. But it's called No Way Up.
I watched it too.
He just said stupid. Oh, so you saw it?
Yeah, that's the other movie I had.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't like it because of the sharks. But I will tell you, it is scary because in the sense that it could actually happen, as far as the plane going down, ending up in an ocean. The reason why the plane went down, they hit a bunch of birds, and you slowly see an engine on fire, breaking apart and everything. It was that whole scene alone was 35%. Wow. That whole scene alone was very intense. Very realistic looking. You get sucked into that scene alone. I mean, it's like edge of your seat, I think, in my mind. And then when they're under the water, that's like when everything goes even crazier. that was kind of realistic. The only thing I will say, Derek, for those of you that might be on here that don't know, Derek's the other half of D&G Explorers. So he was like, well, sharks can't get into a plane with the aisles that close. And I'm like, well, you never know. Their fins can maybe go back as they're going. I don't know, but it was very realistic for me. What did you think, Mike, about this?
You probably don't want to know my opinion on this, Derek. I wanted to like it. I just thought the acting was really bad. Yeah, that's the reason I watched it.
Mike, you told me it was horrible.
Derek didn't like it.
It was bad. Yeah, my wife and I watched it, and my son walked through and said, "Was it any good?" And was like, "Nah, it's not good." I thought the CGI sharks was really bad too.
Really?
I didn't think the sharks were good at all. I kind of like the old vet, the vet guy, at the beginning, they killed him off at the very beginning.
That was sad.
Yeah. And I mean, the story was sad too about the little girl and her grandparents. And that kind of brought a tear to your eye too. But just as far, I mean, the story, the concept of the story, that's the reason I watched it. Cause I was like, man, this sounds pretty cool. And I'm a sucker for shark movies. That's why I do want to watch Under Paris eventually. But, just as far as overall, I'd have to say it was not very good.
I would put it in the bad category, but the beginning of it, I saw some of it on TikTok. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh, that's the movie I want to watch. I will say the beginning of that movie was very realistic. There was one part where when they hit the water, it's horrible to even see it, but the pressure of it pushed all the chairs forward, and all you see is blood splattering on the floor because everybody got squished. That was there. I don't like thinking about that kind of stuff, but they really made that realistic, all that part. And then just the thought of being stuck meters underwater with an air pocket at the back of the plane, is pretty crazy. It just makes you feel anxious. I don't know. And I told Derek, if anyone survives, it's going to be the girl and the little girl. Well, I was partly right. But it's worth a watch, Josh, if you want to watch it.
I mean, maybe me and Michelle will check it out.
Yeah, you should watch it at least one time.
Is it the girl from Barbarian that's in that, Mike?
It may be.
I can't remember. I thought I saw something, but
okay.
Okay, Mike, do you have that thing up for us?
Yes, I'm uploading it right now. Give me a second. It's uploading. Here we go.
Derek said was fake. I did like the cast. Who can't be happy? O'Brien from Star Trek was in it. Yeah, he did like that actor was in it.
Okay. So here's our list. We got good and bad. I agree with this. I think it's pretty good. So overall, let's do an overall. Gregory, 2024. Are you giving so far? Because we'll do another one at the end of 2024 with the other horror movies that are coming out. Mm-hmm. So remember that, Gregory. Get on your horse, see these movies when they come out in theaters, sucker, and then you'll be good. But listen, so do you think 2024 so far is good or bad, or do you think it's just mid? We'll say good, or we'll put mid in there.
I have a number. I would say 7 out of 10 for what we've all seen so far for this part of the year.
Okay, so good or bad? Just say good or bad.
Oh, good.
Okay, so what is your favorite horror movie out of these that you've seen this year? Out of the good ones,
Abigail.
Okay, and what is the worst one to you out of the bad ones?
Night Swim.
Okay, Mike, what is yours? Is it good or bad for this year, Mike? 2024.
I'm gonna say it's meh.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's in between good and bad. I'm probably going to give it a 5.5 to 6.
Okay.
With my favorite being Immaculate, followed by Abigail, and then Late Night with the Devil.
Okay, and what's the one that's the worst one you've seen?
Night Swim.
Okay.
I think we're all going to be unanimous with that one.
I don't think so.
Really?
So I would say, so far.
No. I'm sorry. No, as far as the worst, I'm sorry. The worst to me was No Way Up. I'm sorry.
Okay, No Way Up.
No Way Up's the worst.
You have Bad as a movie under Bad. I'm sure that's a typo.
What now?
You have Bad, a movie called Bad under Bad. I think that's a typo.
No,
right?
I think he has Michael Jackson's 1988 album Bad.
Yeah, I got that in there.
Who's bad?
No, I like that album actually though. It's really good. But listen, so to me, it's good. I'm saying horror movies is good because you have some serious standouts, in my opinion. I mean, I agree with you, Mike. Immaculate, #1 with a bullet, best horror movie. And then I think you would go First Omen and Late Night with the Devil there. And then the absolute worst movies that I've seen this year, Festival of the Living Dead, #1. Mike, that's on Tubi for free. You should just click on it and watch it for about 20 minutes, Mike.
Which would be less than what he watched.
Then I'm gonna say, you know what though? I think I enjoyed Night Swim better than Under Paris. So I'm gonna say Festival of the Living Dead and Under Paris were my worst horror movies. I haven't seen No Way Up, but I will watch it. So yeah, those are that. I think I'm not gonna, but I think horror is going to get better through this year because we got some bangers coming up, Mike.
There's one with Russell Crowe coming out. And again, I don't like those types of movies, but he already did what was it called?
He's doing, I think, the exorcism of the elephant, I think.
Well, it's called the Exorcism, but he did the Pope's Exorcism. That wasn't bad, but he's doing another Exorcist movie. That's
weird. No, that's stupid. I'm not watching it. Listen,
you have to watch it. It's a horror movie.
Well, I probably will, but I'll wait for it to come out. But listen, so at the end, at the end of this month, we have A Quiet Place Day 1. I'm excited about seeing that.
You're watching that.
We have later this year, we have Alien Romulus. Yep. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Trap, which is the M. Night Shyamalan movie with with Josh Hartnett. Mike, you're very excited about Terrifier 3.
No.
And what else, Mike? Is there any other ones that I mean? There's more that we can't think of right now that's coming out. Is there any that you can think of that's coming out in 2024 that you're?
You got one that intrigues me a lot is Cuckoo.
Oh, okay. How did I forget Maxine, Mike?
Maxine is coming out. Looks really good.
That looks awesome.
I think I've seen a trailer for that. I don't know if I can ever watch the Terrifier movies. I'm so surprised, Mike, that you like those.
If you can watch Saw, you can watch Terrifier.
I don't know.
Gregory, did you see?
You can watch Saw 10 with them sawing off their leg. You can watch Terrifier.
Gregory, did you watch X and Pearl?
Never heard of it.
Oh, you should watch both of those because then you'd be excited about Maxine, right, Mike?
Axe and Pearl.
No, X.
Oh, I haven't seen that either.
No. Oh, it's got Jenna Ortega's in it, and some other. You should watch that one.
You're forgetting one. It's not really horror, but
I know Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Yep. Dang it, it's comedy, but yeah, I want to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. But yeah, so I think we're done. I think we had a good show. It was a lot of fun talking to Gregory and Mike, like always.
Thank you.
And I look for. I don't know if we're gonna have a live next month because me and Mike are very busy, especially me. I'm gonna be gone for 11 days on a cruise. Mike's gonna be gone for 5 days or whatever it is.
Wow.
But so yeah, we're gonna be busy next month, but maybe in the beginning of July, Mike, maybe we can fit one in with Gregory. I don't know. Yeah. So. That's it. So thanks, guys, for everybody for watching.
Let's go out on our. You can end us, but let's go ahead and go out on our intro. You can hit the end stream during the middle of this. No!